Hello, everyone, and welcome to this very different episode of the Movie Minutemen podcast. I'm Andrew,
And I'm Wesley.
and we are super excited to do something a little different today because in honor of finishing up Phase 2, subsequently getting halfway through our rewatch of the MCU, we are wanting to answer your questions. And so we sent out a, invite to ask questions twice. We sent it twice and did on our personal ones as well. And we got some questions, and so we're going to answer them today. But also, we have some rankings. We have best top. We're doing top fives, favorite characters, worst characters, best sidekicks, best villains, best movies, worst movies, and we're gonna hand out, kind of movie Minutemen awards, so to speak. Kind of our
It
own
is,
Oscars.
yeah, it's award season right now. So,
It is award season, so we're joining in the fun. But uh, yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Thank you guys for those of you who sent in questions. We appreciate you guys supporting us, rocking with us. So let's just say let's get into it. Let's start off with, so we have, I think four categories of questions that we got, at least three in each category, I believe. And we're gonna start with which category do you want to start with, Wesley?
um, probably recording questions.
Recording questions. All right, so we're gonna kick it off. And let's kick it off with our favorite episode to record. So this is not one that we, not our favorite movie to watch, not our favorite, but just our favorite episode to record as a podcast. So I'm gonna let you go first, like you do with everything we do on the podcast.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah, literally. Classic line right there too.
Mm-hmm,
Um,
mm-hmm.
uh, okay, so this was I kind of thought of this like about 5 minutes ago. So before we started recording. But you know, um I think it was actually honestly a Thor the Dark World. A
Oh, okay.
So we had a guest. It was
We
Andrew's
did.
sister.
Yep.
So
Shout out
um
Anna.
yeah, shout out Anna. I think that was just a very like I don't know, deep podcast. Like in very insightful and like you guys got into like Loki and like Thor and just I don't know. I think it went very deep. I don't really exactly
That's
remember, but like I always see that clip on Instagram whenever I check our Instagram page and like you
yeah,
talking about Loki. I think I'm pretty sure, but I always watch
yeah.
that and I'm like, man, yeah, we did get kind of deep in that one. And then
It went
I
deeper
just
than some of
remember,
our other ones, for sure.
yeah, yeah. And of course we all had our different opinions about it. Like sometimes I would agree with Anna and then you would
Yeah,
agree with us and then I would like you guys would agree
yeah,
with yeah,
yeah,
and it was just nice to have some guests on. We've only had two guests, but
yeah, yeah,
those were kind of fun times to have.
yeah.
So
Yeah, if
yeah.
if you'd like to be on the podcast, email us at the Movie Minutemen podcast, and we'll see if we can get you on. I mean, we
Yeah.
have to know you, kind of, but
And you would have to know the format, you would have
you'd
to
have
at
to know the
least
format.
like listen to like at least one episode.
Yeah, we
At least
we
one
we'd have
episode.
you fill out a survey and you know, make sure you're actually listening to the podcast. But that's yeah, I
Do you
that
like
one. Go ahead.
do you like Leonard?
Yeah, Leonard. Speaking of, I should have said this at the top of the episode. Our website will be live as we're recording this in about an hour and a half.
Let's go.
MovieMinutemen.com. That's what it's called. MovieMinutemen.com. And you can go check that out. We have merch. We have some of our favorite episodes on there. And so yeah. But back to the question. My favorite episode, speaking of Leonard, would probably be still the Incredible Hulk. Like the Incredible Hulk episode. Yeah, we were like 2 episodes in. I think that was our second
Yeah,
episode.
that was our second
And
episode.
we destroyed that movie. Like,
We did.
I don't know, like just the laughter we shared and like laughing about how terrible some of the acting was with some of the lines, the plot. And that being said, there's still some very redeeming qualities about the movie. Like I'm struggling to find one, but I'm sure there is. But
Yeah.
just, I mean, Leonard, I mean, come on. But I just think it was a good start for us. It really helped us figure out that it's okay to be mean to movies, like I don't know.
Yeah.
But just I don't know, aggression we got out on that movie, it was pretty fun. So
It was also like at 8 p.m. at night. Like
it was late,
early
yeah.
some of these earlier episodes we would do at like 8 or 9,
Yeah.
like it was like
Yeah.
made
No,
for a fun podcast.
yeah. Now we're both too old, and so we wake
Yeah,
up at 6 o'clock to do them.
yeah,
Not
yeah.
6 o'clock.
Friday
Pretty,
mornings.
pretty. Yeah, Friday mornings. All right. So let's move into our favorite inside joke, which we have a
Without,
couple on the
yeah,
pod.
yeah, we have a couple. Like, I don't remember a few. Like, of course, we've only done 25 episodes. So, like,
Yeah, yeah,
I feel like we do, but like, I feel like I forget. So, like,
yeah.
we should, I don't know. Like, of course, there's Leonard, and that's what
There's
I wrote down.
that's what
But
I wrote
like,
down too. Yeah,
but like, I feel
there,
like there's more. I feel like there is. Like,
there's definitely more. There's got to be. So if you guys are fans of the show and you've listened to all the way through, write us about some of the inside jokes, please, because we need to. I mean, we have the underrated characters one as well that's kind of slowly died off, but we need to bring it back because it's a fun little nod to people who may
yeah,
not get the nod. But I don't, that's not just MCU, like I don't know.
an inside joke would probably be all of the random stuff I had to go through throughout this podcast, to be honest. I got my wisdom teeth out.
Wisdom teeth,
I
COVID,
had COVID. I had
yeah,
COVID. What else? I don't even know. Like,
mm,
there's just so many things
yeah.
that happened through the span of only these 25 episodes over the past 2 years. It's just crazy.
I mean, it's been like
You got
a
married, like
I got married. You graduated. You started college.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Like
I moved. This has
so
been
many,
like we have gone through some of the biggest changes in our lives
yeah.
in the span of a year and a half that we've been
Yeah,
doing it. It's wild.
yeah,
Like, yeah, what we started. So it's been like 16 months we've been doing this. 25
yeah.
episodes in 16 months. Pretty impressive. But yeah, we don't really have an answer for that except Leonard right now. So sorry, guys.
If you want to go back, well, I don't know. It's not on a. I should make a thing, at least on my Instagram page or something. I did our 1 year anniversary. I did like a no context clips of like the
Yeah, yeah,
podcast, and those were really hilarious. So
yeah.
there were some of those that were pretty funny, but
We
I'd
should have
never
gone
made
back and
uh like a reel of that or anything. But
yeah,
like yeah,
yeah, yeah. That's yeah. All right. So the next question we have here on the list is the oddest bit of trivia that we've learned in
Yes.
the 12 episodes we've recorded about the MCU.
Yeah. Well, of course, I got one and I just thought of one randomly. And it was because I was listening to the Guardians of the Galaxy episode a few days ago, I think. I think it was last week, to be honest.
That's a few days.
But yeah. Dave Bautista, the actor for Drax, was excited when James Gunn casted him to play Drax in Guardians of the Galaxy. And he has a stood by his side ever since. But during production of the first movie, Bautista's makeup took 3 hours to apply every day. And in the second one, the makeup team got down to 90 minutes. But either way, the actor is required to sit in a sauna after every single day of shooting and sweat off the makeup. It sounds like a hassle, but it's probably really satisfying to feel it melt away after a long day. But that's just what the fact says, not me. So I don't know. I feel like
That's wild.
that would be uncomfortable, to be honest. So
Uh,
because I don't
yeah,
some
I remember that
like
now that you mentioned that.
not to be TMI, but I do sweat a lot, and sometimes it
Yeah.
does get uncomfortable. So
Yes. And I feel like sweating it off would just be terrible. Like, because you're
yeah,
sweating yourself and then it might not like get past the makeup right away, Like, I'm just
yeah,
thinking, like, I don't know. That's, yeah,
yeah.
I sweat a lot too. So, sweat bros.
So,
Uh,
uh, um,
yeah,
I don't know.
that's,
Interesting. It's odd. It's odd. So,
ugh. My favorite, the oddest bit of trivia that we've had is the one that we just talked about on the last episode, the Ant-Man episode, with the writer who had been on the project since like
Oh
early
yeah, yeah.
2000s, and he gets canned like
I didn't
a
really know
year and a
about that.
half before. Yeah, I didn't know about it either, and I'm just as a creative guy myself, like working on something for that long and then just getting. I mean, it says they mutually parted ways, but that means Marvel's like, look, you're being too much of a difficult to work with. You're gone. Like that's what that means. You most of the time, and just getting kicked off a project that you've been working on for so long, I would cry. I'm not ashamed. Yeah. So
Yeah. Yeah.
probably that. That's not really odd, but that's just a wild bit of trivia that I didn't know about before. So, we got one here that says our favorite and least favorite episode. So, not a lot of
So
context to it, but
yeah,
what
not
we're
like
doing, what we're thinking is our favorite and least favorite episode to go back and listen to as you know, being on the podcast ourselves. Not our favorite episode to record because that's a different question. So it's going to be our favorite episode, like to listen to again. So,
yes.
so Wesley, do you want to start off with least or favorite? I guess.
Yeah, I'll start out with least. And this goes both ways for me because, it's kind of personal, but I would probably say the National Treasured one, my short film.
Mm,
So I kind of led that one, and it was just
yeah,
kind of, I don't know. Of course, it was kind of awkward for you because, like, I
yeah,
kind of wanted to do it. But, like,
yeah,
it's like, I don't know.
yeah,
And looking back on it, I started listening to it like, I don't know, a while ago, and I was like, no.
yeah,
But I did reveal some information that I didn't reveal to other people. So on that. So I'll be going back to that in the future to get, info about this because, my thoughts are now jumbled from that
yeah,
experience.
yeah.
So, since we have this, I can go back,
It's a nice
So
little like
that's good.
journal
Yeah.
entry for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely. And then favorite to record. Oh, this is so hard. Oh, there's like so many of them. Like I remember like sitting down to record, but like, well, of
Hmm.
course, because I'm recording them. But
Yeah.
um, man, I think I'm gonna go with La La Land, to be honest.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Even though I didn't finish the movie, because I didn't finish the last 10 minutes of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it was just something else. Like that was in the midst of me taking a film class, so I was noticing a lot of stuff and it was just really like that was like one of the first movies like I started to notice more like
Hmm.
whether it was the cinematography or just the different types of shot angles, the colors, like the color contrasting and all that, and just the different moods they are in at each
Yeah.
period in time of the movie, and like just a what each color represents in the movie as well. Um, I don't know. And of course, our conversation in it is just so good, and I love how we put each song where it was too. Like the last song we did, City of Stars, and I
Hmm.
I listened to the end of that episode like a few days ago as well, and I was like, this is so perfect too. I was like, yes. Like I
Nice.
don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
um,
Absolutely. Yeah. So for me, my least favorite is Iron Man because it was the first episode we did, and it's just so awkward. Like you can tell,
it
we're like
is. It
we're
is.
uncomfortable. We're like we didn't really like know each other super well then. Like we knew each other obviously because we started the
Well,
podcast
yeah.
together. It was like, but it was like we didn't have a good back and forth yet, which I think we've gotten
The
extremely
introduction,
better at.
the
The introduction.
introduction.
I don't think I've listened to more than 2 seconds of that episode, and obviously I have to go through and edit them. So like I listen to most of them
Yeah.
while I'm editing. Some days I'm just like, you know what? If we stutter for like 10 minutes, I'm just putting it out there. I don't care. But yeah, it's pretty. It's tough. It's hard, and we're brand new to it, so understandably. But thank you for everyone who listened to that episode and suffered through it. But
Yes.
my favorite one, man, it's honestly every new one that we do. Like every time we record one, it's my new favorite, just because. And it sounds super cheesy. I realize now that I say it, but like we just get better
We
and
do.
we get funnier. Like there's new things we notice. We it's fun every time we do it, and just being able to have this time, usually bi-monthly, or not bi-monthly, 2 times every month, to like watch a movie and be forced to actually pay attention to it. Because sometimes
Facts.
I'll turn on a movie and I'm on the phone, I'm doing something else to it,
I'm doing
but
school or something.
doing school, work, designing merch for the podcast, whatever. And I'm not really focusing on the movie. It's just like nice background noise. But for this, I'm like, I've got to have some stuff to say because otherwise it's going to be Wesley talking, me being, yeah, yeah,
Rambling, just
yep.
rambling.
And so it's like, I've got to focus, but to have that and then be able to put it out on the internet for people to interact with. Thank you to the 3 people who do.
Yes.
But it's just awesome and it's fun. And I don't care if people listen to it. It's very, I don't know if this is the right word, but cathartic for me to do it with
Yeah.
you and just be able to, you know, have someone to watch a movie with and then bounce ideas off each other. And it makes me appreciate some movies or watch movies like Indiana Jones that I hadn't seen.
Yeah,
And
like
so
I hadn't seen Knives Out before this
Knives
too,
or
so
La La Land, right?
or La La Land either.
Yeah.
So,
So it's just really cool I think Indiana Jones was the only one I hadn't seen before we did, but it's just super fun and I'm grateful for it. So every new episode is my favorite episode. Again, the cheese is real.
classic.
And then finally,
Okay.
our last recording question is something new. Like, what is something new that you caught in this rewatch of the MCU that you hadn't before in your like watching of the
Okay.
MCU?
Yeah, so this is kind of a cop-out answer because like this is a connection, and the connection is to a movie that came out like last year. So, but it's from Guardians of the Galaxy,
Mm-hmm.
and so it's the connection between Quill and his grandpa because like at the first scene in the first movie, it's Peter Quill sitting at like on a bench. Um, it opens with that, and then his grandpa comes over to him. It's when his mom is in the
Mm-hmm.
hospital, and then at the very end of the third movie, it's Peter and his grandpa, and they're sitting at his grandpa's house, like, and they're just sitting at their table. So, he's eating, and then his grandpa's like reading a newspaper or something like that. But
Yeah.
that
And they're talking
connection.
about the lady, not like him mowing the neighbor's yard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 But yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. I didn't notice that until we recorded the Guardians of the Galaxy
Mm-hmm.
episode, the first movie. So I thought that was pretty interesting that for James Gunn to do. I don't know
Yeah.
if it was planned. Don't know that. Haven't heard anything about that. But if I did have a question for him, I would ask him about that if like
Nice.
he
Yeah.
planned to do that. So,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Absolutely. I've got two. One is just how many things point back to Thanos. Like we talked about it, uh, Iron Man in Age of Ultron, where they're talking about the suit of armor with, I think it's Cap, and he goes, "We can fight, people on Earth all the live long day, but that up there talking about space, like that's the end game." Like how they name dropped it right there, and then just like the image that Tony has in Age of Ultron with everyone dead. Uh, the beginning of the Infinity Stones, the with the Cosmic Cube or the Tesseract, and the Ether and the Power Stone and the Mind Stone. Like we're I, how many years? 4 or 5 years away from Infinity War, and we've already found 4 Infinities. It's really cool. And like, of course, I wasn't alive. Well, I was alive, but I wasn't in the theater to watch everything. Leading up to that. And I
Yeah.
wish I had been, like if I could go back and be born in 98 or something, be able to go to the theater for these, it'd be awesome. But
X.
that, and then another one that I caught from Guardians of the Galaxy as well, just how they lean into it in the third one, the the experiment number that Rocket is, and how in the lineup in Guardians of the Galaxy, they call him by that. They call him, I can't remember what his
Yeah.
title is, experiment or project something something or specimen something something. Just how they really leaned into that in the third episode. And again, I don't know if it was planned that from the beginning or if they just called him that because that's what he was in the comics, or if they had really planned that. But yeah, that's pretty cool as well. So
Yeah.
yeah, so those were some of the questions we got about our recording sessions and stuff in there. But now we're gonna go to our rankings, and the first rankings we have, I kind of want to lean into some negativity, and let's talk about our top five least favorite characters, the worst
Oh,
characters in the
this is
MCU.
this is gonna be. Oh well, MCU. I just did episodes in general. So
Oh no,
okay. So well,
I did MCU, so
Okay. Well. But mine are still spicy. Mine are still
okay,
spicy.
okay. I'll do MCU. You can do all together.
Yeah. I did like 5-1 too. So like,
Yeah, I did
one
five
is
to
the
one too. Yeah.
worst. So,
Yep. Yep.
um, okay. Well, my fifth one is Keith from La La Land. I didn't want
Okay.
to.
You
So
know,
like, I
fair.
love John Legend. Like I said this in the episode. I love John Legend as an artist. One of my favorites, to be honest. Like, his Christmas album is top tier. Um, and but I don't know about his acting. So, Uh and then he was kind of like the not the bad guy of the film, but he kind of took away Ryan Gosling's character. I
Hmm.
forgot his name.
Sebastian. Yep.
Sister Sebastian. So,
Yeah.
Um so yeah, there's that. And then out of left field here, number 4, John Brooke and Little Women.
Hot dang. Whoa.
Yeah, yeah, out of left field. I said this
Shoot,
was the
dude.
worst character in the movie in that podcast. So,
Hot dog. Yeah.
I think it was just about the character development of him. That's the reason. Um, because I wish there was just a tiny bit more. I know the movie was already like 2 hours, and I think it was about 2 hours. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, but uh, there was more a character time for like Lowry and just the other girls and all that, and then
Yeah.
I just wish there was like one or two more scenes with him, and I think it was Meg who married him. I'm
Yep.
pretty sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, the way he acted, that actor, I didn't really like it per se. So
Okay.
I
Yep.
don't know. Um, number 3, Governor Swan in Pirates of the Caribbean. So
Whoa. What?
okay, that's kind of out of left field too. But
What?
I think it was just because he's hilarious. Yes, he's hilarious, but he's also kind of dumb. So I don't know.
That's fair. That's
Um,
fair.
so um, yeah, I think that's my only reasoning. Like, I don't really hate him or anything like that, but I think that's honestly my only thought about him.
Okay.
Um,
Wow.
I should have. I made this list 30 minutes before the podcast. People, don't come at me, please.
Too late. People, rip him to shreds.
Please.
Governor
I love
Swan.
I love Pirates of the Caribbean too, guys. Don't, um but I think in the podcast I had him as my worst character or whatever too, so I don't
I think
know.
so too. Yeah.
Number 2, I had one of the characters in my short film. The character's name was Sadie. Um it was nothing about the character. I just didn't develop the character. She got out in like episode 2. It was like a really reality TV competition show, and I just didn't really develop that character well enough, and I just didn't write it good. The character didn't really have that many lines. I just didn't really prepare the actor well either, so I don't know. Um,
Wow.
yeah,
Good
so
way to be
that character.
self-aware, Wesley. That's
Yes,
great.
yes. Yeah, I know. And then number 1, and I listened to this like listen to the end of this episode recently, and I'll probably say Betty in Incredible Hulk. So, you know,
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Liv
Yep.
Tyler, yeah, oof,
There's something
oof,
about that character. It's terrible.
yeah,
So here's mine.
oof.
And again, mine I did not I did the MCU strictly. So we're gonna have drastically different ones, except Betty Ross is on my list as well. But number five, I'm gonna have Whiplash. I know you said he was probably one of your favorite villains here,
Oh
but
yeah,
he was
that
did
like when I was younger, like
yeah, okay,
like I
okay.
love the whips.
That's valid. But I just listened to the end of that episode earlier this week, and I stand by what I said. I think he's a boring character. I don't think he's well developed at all in the movie, and his revenge story is blech. Um, Number 4 is Hope Van Dyne from Ant-Man. We talked about it. Nothing
Ooh.
against the character. Nothing like genuinely like Wasp
Yeah.
in the comics is awesome. She gets better in the second one and then drastically worse in the third. But she's just underutilized in this movie. Very moody, very dark in the first one, and I don't like that. Number 3 is Ronan from Guardians of the Galaxy. I think he's a very, again, boring villain, mid villain. Uh, not not a lot of depth to him, not a lot of reason behind what he's doing. Number 2, Betty Ross, like Wesley said, very 2D, very femme fatale to be a, just have eye candy for the dudes in the theater. Very little to do with the movie.
Imagine seeing that movie in the theater. Imagine.
It couldn't be me. I mean, I was 7 at the time, so
Yeah. Well, I was 4, so.
yeah. If we were going to see the Incredible Hulk, we probably would have had nightmares for the rest of our lives.
Yeah.
And number 1, I have Malekith, the dark elf from Thor: The Dark World.
See, I forgot about him. I have him in another category, but I
Yeah.
forgot about him. But
Yeah, very,
know.
very. Again, Marvel had some issues with their sequel villains, I feel like, and they're just, well, I mean, Guardians of the Galaxy didn't really, but they're just so bland and boring. I mean, we'll talk about it, but Captain America, Winter Soldier does not have that problem. But yeah, so that's my list for worst characters. Yeah, that's all I got for you guys.
Yeah.
So now that we did the worst characters, let's do we want to do more questions or should we do another I feel like we should do another ranking category.
Yeah.
Here. You want to do I say we save favorite characters. Save it. Let's do our best sidekicks. Did you just do
I was thinking about that too. So
did you do MCU for these?
No.
No, okay.
No.
Okay, that's okay.
None of them had.
That's all right. There's some miscommunication there, but that's okay.
Hey, it always happens in the podcast. So
We're not the best communicators here on the pod, but at least we get a nice, range, because if we had just done
we do. Yeah.
MCU, I don't know. Okay. So I can start here. So
Yeah.
I have for 5, I have Loki, because in Thor: The Dark World, he becomes the sidekick to Thor, So you can say no if you want to Loki being a sidekick, but I put him here in 5. So it's totally up to you if he counts or not. I have a backup in case he doesn't count, but number 6, I do have a number 6. But number 4, I have Bucky from Captain America.
Yeah,
I think
nice.
He's pretty good in that one. He does die about halfway through. Number 3, I have Harley Keener from Iron Man 3.
Okay.
The little kid. I think he's so funny. I really like him. I did say in the pod that it got annoying, but I think as far as sidekicks go in the MCU, there's very few, in the phase 1 and phase 2, obviously. And I don't know. I think he's better than I should have put War Machine now that I'm thinking about it, but because War Machine is a sidekick, but yeah, I didn't do it. So tough. Number 2, I have Luis from Ant-Man. He's just, it's Luis. And then number 1, I have Groot as the best sidekick, because he is part of the Guardians, but he is Rocket's
Rocket
sidekick. So I would count him, especially in the first one, as a sidekick. So
I wouldn't. I would not argue that at all.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Would you argue Loki though? That's the question. And I'm not talking about Loki in the first Thor.
There's definitely like an argument in there, but I'm not willing to.
Okay. Good.
Yeah, I don't even know. Like, yeah.
Wesley doesn't want to argue this morning.
No. We're older now, like we said.
We've matured.
Yeah, we've matured. Okay. Okay, so best sidekicks. Number 5, I would say Will Turner in Curse of the Black Pearl.
No arguments.
So yeah. Number 4, Marv in Home Alone. So
I like it. Good choice.
Yeah. Number 3, I would say, just because her lines were classic in this movie, and just like I kind of like the dynamic in two as well. But Natasha in Winter Soldier.
Okay. Yep.
Um,
Yep. Yep.
so
Yep.
you know.
I would count her as
Um,
a sidekick there. Yeah.
Number two, just because it's a classic and it's one of my favorite movies, probably in my top 10 of all time. But Marion in Raiders of the Lost Ark. So,
Okay.
you know.
Okay.
um, and then number one, um, just because it's kind of like this character kind of relates to me a lot, and I just really love the character. I'd probably say Beth and Little Women. So
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Not your traditional sidekick list, but I like it. I think it's good. Yeah.
yeah.
Beth.
So
Wow. Okay. 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 Cool.
yeah,
Cool. Cool.
yeah,
Cool. 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 Cool.
yeah.
Yeah. No. Yeah. You know what? That's valid. All right. Let's get into some more questions. Let's talk about the characters in
Oh yeah.
these movies. So, what character in this rewatch did you get a new appreciation for?
Um, if we're talking about MCU, out of MCU, I was going to choose Edna Mode, but
Okay. Valid. Valid.
because
Valid.
because she was hilarious.
Low key forgot we
Um,
did that movie, but
low key, yeah, low key, but like actually, it's probably our top performing
I
episode,
was just gonna
probably.
say it is 100% our top performing
Yeah.
episode, and I forgot we did it. So funny.
Um, I would probably say you mentioned him earlier, but off the cuff, I would probably say Harley. Because I only think I watched Iron Man 3 once.
Okay.
I think I said I watched it like two or three times in the podcast when we did the podcast. But I think I would say Harley because I kind of like that dynamic between I kind of talked about in the episode too between Tony and
Yeah.
him. So I think him, but I know there's better answers. I know I could have a better
Yeah.
answer,
Yeah.
definitely. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So,
Yeah. I'll give one. I'll give one outside of the MCU. For me, it would be Jack Sparrow on Pirates of the Caribbean. But just because he's a
yeah.
funny character, but then rewatching it's like it's a great, well performed character, very well written character. So him, but inside the MCU, I'm gonna say Nick Fury because
Mm.
of he really tied the first phase all together. Like he was the glue that held Iron Man
Yeah, he did.
1, 2, Hulk, Thor, Captain America all together into the Avengers, and then they kind of just lived on their own without him in that phase 2 because like he's in Endgame, or not Endgame, sorry, Age of Ultron, and he's very in Winter Soldier, but besides that, that's about all he's in. I can't remember if he makes an appearance in Iron Man 3. I don't think so. But just the glue, he was the glue that really held it together and made it work in those first movies. So I'll say him. So here we got a question for underrated character of phase 1 and phase 2 separate. So like an underrated character in phase 1, an underrated character in phase 2. Um
Yeah.
so I Leonard is an obvious choice for phase 1 for me.
Yeah.
Phase
I
2, go ahead.
yeah, I would say Yinsen in Iron Man 1.
Oh,
So,
good cut. Good one. Good one.
because
Yeah.
we talked about him half the podcast in episode 1, so,
I mean, he was my favorite character in in Iron
yeah.
Man, so
And then phase 2, I would say Elon Musk.
good one. Yep. Yep. 100%.
Yeah,
Wait, is Elon
definitely.
Musk in Iron Man 3 or Iron Man 2?
Iron Man 2.
Iron Man 2 is phase 1, dude.
Yeah. Wait, yeah, it is. Wait.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, yeah, that is true.
It
That
is
is true.
true. Yeah.
Yeah.
I,
Okay.
f-
Well,
I forget that though
okay.
because all the other second movies are set phase 2.
It's 10 o'clock in the morning.
You know
I
what?
don't know.
It's okay. I forgive you. I forgive you.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
Elon Musk is a
Uh,
good cut for sure.
yeah.
It's like that cameo in Iron Man 2 uh is like Donald Trump showing up in Iron or Home
Yeah.
Alone 2. It's like what the
We
heck?
com we literally compared that when I listened to
Did
that
we?
podcast. We did compare that. We did. I think you said that maybe too. I
You
think you
know
said
what? I'll take
that.
it. I'll take it.
Um,
Yeah, I really don't know an underrated character in Phase 2. Um, I'm trying to think of the movies we
Hey,
watched.
I don't think you would like this. I don't think you would like this, but I would say Darcy.
Yeah, no, get out of here.
So
Get out of here with that bullcrap.
I don't know. Just thinking off the cuff, Darcy.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
like Darcy.
you
So,
could do Darcy. You could
but
do
I don't know. Um,
someone from the Falcon
hey,
in Captain
Agent
America
Coulson.
2.
Agent Coulson. Wait, no, he's not in phase two.
No,
Okay.
he's dead. Yeah, he's dead. Yeah.
Damn it.
Dang. I don't
No,
got an answer for phase two, man.
no, no. Why? No, there has to be.
I
No.
mean, there has to be, but I can't think of anyone at this moment. I mean, you could do
Um,
uh Helen Cho, Age of Ultron. I got nothing, man. We'll come back to phase two. Underrated character, maybe.
yeah, that sucks.
But let's do
Okay.
least favorite Marvel villain and favorite villain from phase one and
Yeah.
two.
Hey, this is
Either
actually
or.
Marvel. So, I have these. I have this. I have this. So,
All right, go ahead.
um, okay, phase one. I thought of Red Skull. So, that's kind of valid. So,
Yeah,
I
I mean that's a good one. Yeah,
I grew up watching that movie a lot. So, kind of he's really freaky, he's freaky. He's a villain, and the reveal is just so ah nightmare. I think I
oh
probably had
yeah,
a nightmare of like that reveal of, and then
for
the
sure.
way the subtle undertones of like the two times or something before they show it and all that, the one guy painting him and whatever,
Mm-hmm.
it's
Mm-hmm.
just so
Yeah,
freaky. But yeah, I would probably say a yeah, one of my favorites of phase one. And then phase two, um, just because he's kind of the big bad, I would probably just say Ultron. Of
okay.
course,
Yeah,
I like James Spader's voice. Um,
yeah, does a great job with it for sure.
um, just how they kind of wrote him too, I guess. I don't know. Like, I
Yeah,
feel like they wrote him kind of better than expected, but also, there are some flaws. But
yeah,
um, I think there it was like the start of the end of the Avengers. It was like because there was a lot of different fights that came after that and just I don't know, uh just division, I guess, that started in
yeah,
this movie and also beyond. So,
for sure. Yeah, fair. So my favorites from phase one and two. Phase one, Red Skull's a great choice, but since you said him already, I'll give a nod to Loki in Thor and Avengers. Um, he did a lot of heavy lifting in phase one. Tom Hiddleston did with Loki, and he knocks it out of the park most of the time. I think. Yeah, I mean, obviously the fangirls love him, but more than that, I just feel like he does a really great job just being menacing. And like you said, when we were talking about him in phase two with Thor: The Dark World, I think it's really he does a great job. And then in phase two, I'm gonna give a nod to Winter Soldier in you know in Captain America: The Winter Soldier. Just and I don't know if it's so much the villain as like the fact that he is Bucky, but he doesn't remember like that story. Excuse me, storyline. I just think it's a great, a great villain. So, and then we got the least favorite villains from phase one and two.
yes. Um, oh, that's phase two as well. What did I do? No, no.
You have two from
Oh,
phase two.
yes. Okay. Phase one. Um, wait, let me phase two, I said Malekith. So,
Yep,
very
yeah, that's what
bland,
I've got as
very
well.
bland, very bland. And then phase one. This is kind of hard. Uh, but because of course Loki's good, Red Skull's good. And then Loki kind of becomes the get bad guy in Thor, and then Iron Man, the guy I forgot his name, but he's actually kind of good too. But oh yeah, Iron Man
Ironmonger.
2. Yeah, Iron Man 2. Yes, it's in phase 1. Okay, I'm right. So
Yep,
Justin
yep.
Hammer. I would say Justin
Okay,
Hammer.
yeah.
Um I like him.
There's dual villains in that one, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I like him, but I don't know. But is he's not dead yet, so I kind of hope he comes back.
No, he needs to. He needs to have a redemption for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
There's so much more you could do with him. I mean, honestly, because is
Yeah,
he
bring him back in the show they're gonna make. Or I don't know. Like
for
for that.
Ironheart? He could be an
Yeah,
Ironheart
yeah,
for
yeah,
sure.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah.
but I was gonna say, I think, I mean, you could have him because AIM comes up in Iron Man 3, right?
Yeah.
You could have and then you know, uh, Aldrich Killian dies or supposedly dies. No, he does die, doesn't he? Like melt apart or something like that. Killian in that one,
Yeah, I think
yeah.
so.
Like you could have Justin Hammer become the head of AIM and then become MODOK as well, because MODOK and AIM go hand in. So like, there's a lot you could do with Justin Hammer. You just need, Sam Rockwell to sign off on whatever he wants to do. And I mean, he came back for What If season 2, so like he seems to be gung ho for anything. So maybe you could get him to come back. But anyway, sorry, sidebar. I took it off and ran. Yeah.
Yeah. That's okay.
So sorry. So for me, I have Malekith as my least favorite in phase 2. And in phase 1, I mean, I already mentioned him in my least favorite characters, Whiplash. So yeah. Um
Um,
let's go back into some rankings and talk about our favorite. Let's go. Yeah, let's talk about our favorite movies. So the
okay,
best
yeah.
movies, top one, top 5 favorite movies. You want to start or
Um,
do you want me to start?
you can start with this one.
All right. So I have simply Marvel movies. My number 5 would be Iron Man. You kicked it off. It was a good movie. It was better than I remembered it. Number 4, Captain America: The First Avenger. I mean, it's Captain America. It's the first Avenger. Great movie. Number 3, we have Guardians of the Galaxy. Enough said. Go back and listen to our episode to find out how much I love that movie. Number 2, Avengers, just because unprecedented, team up movie. You had guys from 5 other movies that you released beforehand come all together in this one. Um, great movie. And then number 1, Captain America: The Winter Soldier. It's number 2 in my all-time Marvel rankings, and it's just a dang good movie. So that's what I got.
Okay. I of course had another ranking. Um, but yeah, off of my MCU ranking, I'll do it from here.
Yeah.
Um, let me see. Okay, I think number 5 is Iron Man here.
Okay.
And then number 4 is gonna be Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
Uh, nope, that's wrong. Sorry. Number 5 is the Captain America: The First Avenger. That's number 5. And then number 4 is Iron Man. And then number 3 is Guardians of the Galaxy. And then number 2 is the Avengers. And then Captain America: Winter Soldier. I have Endgame and Infinity War at 1 and 2. And then Winter Soldier is basically my favorite, solo movie. So,
Yeah.
uh, that is my number 1. So, but my top
Nice.
five, my top 5 is kind of interesting because like I have Black Panther at 4. So,
That's
I really,
wild to me.
yeah, I love that.
Not that it's
I
a bad
love
movie,
Black
but
Panther.
just
Yeah,
I
I
don't know.
know. I just I liked Chadwick Boseman and then like Michael B. Jordan and then Andy Serkis is just you know, crazy
An,
famous and
an yeah,
he's hilarious too. So
yeah, for sure.
um anyway, but we're not to that movie yet.
Not yet. No, we'll
So
get there pretty soon,
yeah.
actually, I think.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, I think so.
But moving on back to a category, I think. Um, let's see here. I think it's movie questions next. Movie
Yeah, we could.
questions.
Let's go. Let's do it. You want to ask him?
Favorite movie from both phases.
Favorite movie from both phases? Okay, okay. Yeah. Do you want me to go first?
Yeah, sure.
Sure. So, favorite movie from both phases. Number two, phase two, is Captain America: Winter Soldier. I just told you, top of my list. Very close to Guardians of the Galaxy, but I just love the espionage aspect of it, the very ground level, while also feeling like a really huge movie for the MCU. I mean, it kills off Shield, and Shield had been the thing that was holding the, like I said, the Avengers together in phase one, and then phase one, it is the event voice crack. Excuse me. Holy cow. Number one is Avengers, and it's just a, like I mentioned before, unprecedented movie, crazy, space aliens, Loki. It's just awesome. So that's what I got.
Yeah. Hey, if we had how many times I voice cracked in this podcast, I think it would be over the 20s to be honest. So, you know, just to let you know.
I
So,
appreciate it. I'm not alone.
nothing
I know.
you know. And then okay, so I would probably say I would agree with the Avengers here. Just the culmination of that phase one. Just so epic, just all the characters and all the little things too. Like I recently saw like an Instagram reel of like the one scene of they're in the lab. It's Banner, Tony,
Yep.
and I think Cap maybe. I don't know. I don't know who it was, but he had like a bag of raisins or something. I don't know what he's eating, and he just gave one to
Blueberries.
blueberries. Yes, and he's just
Yeah.
eating blueberries. And that I don't know if that was scripted or not. It said in the reel like, "Oh, this wasn't scripted and all that," but
I think we
I
talked about it on the
Tony,
podcast that it wasn't
yeah,
scripted.
yeah,
I
yeah.
think we might have
So
brought that up.
yeah, but um just the little things like that, like they add in the actors because like, sometimes they go off the rails. And
Yes.
then hmm, phase two, phase two, I would probably say, hmm, I think I would just say Winter Soldier again. Just all the stuff with Bucky alone with
Hmm.
Bucky, and then just like Cap figuring out like he's still alive, and just the mysteriousness of like that whole situation
Yeah.
is just crazy. Um, but yeah, what a time to live in, to be
Yeah.
honest.
For sure.
When that movie came out. Um, I remember when they were filming that like movie, and like my dad like said like they're filming in Atlanta, like we should go or something. I don't know, like like I don't not like I don't think he said that. No, he didn't say that. But like we were talking about like where they were filming or something like that, and we were just really excited for that movie to come out. So,
Yeah.
you know, a lot of memories with that film. Um, and then okay, favorite best Iron Man movie 1 through 3.
Yeah. I mean, we
Uh,
kind of already talked about. I think maybe yours is different, but mine would be Iron Man one, Iron Man three, then Iron Man two, in that order.
um, yeah, mine is Iron Man 1 for sure.
Yeah.
Um, for sure, for sure. Um, I don't know. Wait, yeah, I do have Iron Man 3 above Iron Man 2. I used to have Iron Man 2 above. I think it was before the podcast too. So I used to have Iron Man 2 at number 2 in the slate.
Yeah.
But, you know, that was when I was younger. So,
You have learned the error of your ways.
yes, yes. Because number 3 is more like, like number 3, like we see like more of his like mental side and what he's dealing with, like, and that's
Yeah.
just that alone
Yeah.
is just, you know, so
Yeah.
good.
I and they lean into that in Age of Ultron too a bit more. Like
Yeah.
he gets over it in Iron Man 3, and then he goes back a little crazy because of Scarlet. Anyway, it's just great.
Okay. What movie has the worst acting you've seen? I don't know if that was in this. Like, is that a
Yeah.
general question
I
or in
mean,
this?
I would say in our rewatch,
Yeah, in
you
our
can do it
rewatch.
in
Yeah,
the
because
Marvel. Yeah.
I couldn't probably,
Yeah. I
you
don't
know.
the worst acting I've ever seen in a movie. Oh my gosh. Okay. So, complete off the rail story here. But I can't remember what it was, but there's this movie. It's called Homeless for the Holidays, and
Oh
my family,
my.
it's like I believe it's a Hallmark movie,
Oh
and
no.
we were watching it. It was like 5 6 years ago, and it was some of the worst acting I have ever. I was like
I gotta look this up.
6 years
I gotta
ago.
post
I mean, you
this.
can tell
I
by the
gotta.
cover of the movie that it's going to be crappy, but it's a horrible, horrible acting from the top down. If you want to cringe for like an hour and a half, Homeless for the Holidays, it is terrible. It is awful, and I can't even. I was probably like, let's see, 14 at the time, and I just knew it was awful. Like I was like, this is terrible. Turn it off. And oh man, it was awful. It's got like this guy who looks like an absolute jokester on the cover. Yeah,
Adding.
I'll put the link to the IMDb uh page on the
Mhm.
in the bio here of this
Yeah.
episode. Yeah, it came out in
I'm
2009.
I'm adding that to my watch list for sure.
This guy, oh, it's a Dove film. Yeah, but the guy on here looks like a Walmart version of Adam Sandler. Like it's just horrible. Like it's rated, let's see, on IMDb. What's the rating? IMDb uh user reviews 2 out of 10. It was so bad on so many levels. Yeah. So it is, I mean the budget was 20 million or 20,000.
20,000.
20,000.
Wow.
20,000. Yeah. Yeah, it's an hour and 45 minutes of just absolute pain. So, yep. That's probably the worst acting I've ever seen from the top down in a movie that wasn't from this rewatch. But
There's a lot of
let
movies that make me cringe, and I've seen a lot of cheesy movies in my day. Whether it's
yeah,
watching with my sister, like I've seen a lot of random rom-coms. I haven't seen some like classic rom-coms, but I've seen a lot of like random ones. Um,
yeah,
but I don't really remember the names. But I don't think I could think of one off the top of my head. But I should make a list of like my worst movies. I haven't done that yet. Like bad acting and all that.
yeah,
Um, but um, I think I would probably have to say Incredible Hulk here.
yeah,
So
yep. That's what I have written down for the rewatch too. Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, it's tough. It's mainly Liv Tyler, but also, uh, if I remember correctly, I did not care for William Hurt's portrayal of
yeah,
General Ross
Ross.
either in that movie. I
Yeah.
wasn't like it was good, but there was some times that it was just not my not my favorite. So we got three more questions here. But let's get into our favorite villains from the MCU. Well, I don't know if it's for the MCU for you again, but
Yeah, not me.
it's okay. Is it I don't mean to keep throwing you under the bus. I
Yeah,
just
it's
want to.
okay. No,
So
it's
let's do
funny. It's
villains,
funny.
and then we can go worst movies that we watched in the rewatch, which we kind of already talked about again, and then go to the random questions that we got,
Yeah.
and then we can wrap it up with our favorite characters. So, uh,
Yes.
worst movies or no?
Um,
Yeah,
wait.
worst movies.
Okay, worst movies. Okay, number three. Um, bro. Okay. See, like this is hard because like I originally had like Incredible Hulk as like my last ranked one for Marvel.
Yeah.
And like I have it as Dark World right now.
Okay. Yeah.
So I don't know. I think I'm just right now I'm just gonna say Dark World as number three.
Okay. Yep.
Um So, but you know, I love the experience of that podcast. So nothing against
Yes.
that.
No, I
So
mean
that
we can
that
have a
was so
great,
fun. That
just
was
like
so
me
fun.
liking the Incredible Hulk, but the Incredible Hulk is definitely on the top three
Yeah,
here of
yeah,
worst
yeah,
movies.
yeah,
So,
yeah. So yeah, and then number two, Incredible Hulk, and then number one is my short film. So
oh, dang, Wesley.
yay, it's the lowest produced one, so that's
That's
why.
true.
Okay,
Lowest budget
it's
out of anything we've
lowest
watched
budget.
so
So
far.
20 to $50, $30 to $50, like I said. So you know,
You know what?
uh,
Understandable.
so
Yeah. All right. So for me, it's Thor: The Dark World, Incredible Hulk, and then Iron Man 2, just in those orders. And we've talked about it. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. All right. And
yes,
now let's get into our favorite villains, top five. Uh,
yes,
Wesley will have all time. I'll have uh, just Marvel. But you want me to go? I'll go first if you
yeah,
don't
sure.
want to. Okay. So number five, I actually have the Abomination.
Oh, okay.
I really liked him. I liked the fight scenes that he and the Hulk got into
Yeah.
in the movie. And I don't know if that's some like, I don't want to call it retconning, but like seeing him in like She-Hulk now, he was so funny in that one. And so I don't know if it's like pulling from that, but I think I really liked his, or I don't think, I know I liked his Tim Roth's portrayal of the Abomination, and Emil Blonsky in that. Number four, I have the Red Skull. I really liked his just him in, like you said, terrifying. The teasing at his skull, like his red face, and then finally getting to that reveal when the it's blowing up all around him. I just think it's really great. Number three, I have the Yellow Jacket. And again, it could be some recency
Hmm.
bias. This was the last movie we watched, but I really liked the slow fade into insanity that we saw from the beginning of Darren's interaction or introduction to the final fight where he gets sent
I
into the quantum realm. But
I still can't get over a killing the guy in the bathroom. I still can't get over that. So,
you know
you
what?
know.
Understandable. Uh, that yeah. Number two, I have Loki for all the reasons I've already talked about, and then number one, the Winter Soldier. So best villains in the last phase two
Nice.
and one. So
Yes.
let's
Um
get all time on the podcast.
yeah, so number 5 is Belloc for me in Lost Ark.
Okay. Yeah.
Um Number 4 is Ransom in Knives Out.
Nice. Yeah. Spoiler alert for those of you
Um
who haven't seen it, but
yes, yeah, spoiler alert, very much so.
Chris Evans playing a villain. Wild
Yes,
times.
insane. Was not expecting that either. Well, you know, through the see that movie is so interesting. Like
Yeah.
I thought it was like two other people. So
Yep.
like just crazy how like Ryan Johnson wrote that. So I don't know. Number 3. Well, I don't know if he wrote it or not. I think he did.
I believe he did, and too bad he
Yeah,
couldn't put some of those great writing skills to use in the Last Jedi.
yeah,
But anyway, we
yeah,
won't talk
yeah,
about
yeah.
that.
But anyway, uh, we'll get there when we get there. But if
We
we
will
do
get
the
there.
oh
Yeah.
man, the
We need to do a Star Wars rewatch.
Star Wars episodes. Oh my gosh,
Now,
those are
well,
gonna be
here's a
long.
question: for you guys out there, and for you, Wesley, would you like us to do it 1 through 9, or would you like to do us 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 7,
See, the
7, 8, 9?
classic in me, I would be like four through six, but I'm like a new age Star Wars fan, so I would
Yeah,
go one through
I,
six
I, w-
first.
I would do the 1 through 6, or 1 through 6, or 1 through 9, I guess, technically.
Just because of the podcast format.
Yeah,
So,
because
you
like
know.
that's what we're doing. Well, we're doing the MC rewatch in the way they were released. If we wanted to, we
Yeah.
should have done like a timeline order rewatch.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. And then those episodes we would definitely have to get some, I don't know, guests on for that.
Oh, we
Like
would
I could
definitely,
probably
yeah.
maybe bring on like I feel like my older brother could be
Yeah.
on, or like we could have Caleb back again
Yeah, my
to do
dad
those
would love to
episodes.
be on
Yeah,
some
yeah,
like the 4, 5, and 6, because he went to see those in the
yeah,
theaters. I
yeah.
think it would
And
be
like
cool to
my parents did too.
exactly,
So
yeah.
like, you
Get
know,
some people who were there when it came out
yeah,
to.
yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, we're watching it in 2000. It's gonna be like
yeah.
2000. Yeah. Anyway, go ahead with your
But
characters.
yeah, number 3, Alexander Pierce in Winter Soldier.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, I don't know. He's just intimidating.
Yeah.
In a weird way too. He's like an
Yeah.
old guy, but he's like very intimidating.
Yeah. I think we
Um,
talked about it on the podcast. The way he's just like unapologetic for what he's doing,
yes,
which is
yes,
terrifying.
yes. Number 2 is Loki, of course.
Yep.
Gotta
Yep.
have Loki.
Hmm.
In Avengers, that's what I said. So,
Oh yeah.
um, man, that classic entrance. I love that entrance to
Yeah.
him in the movie. Um,
Good
Number
invincibility.
one, this is kind of weird. This is really weird, but I love his acting and he's just hilarious too. But I said Barbosa in Pirates of the Caribbean.
Huh. Number one.
So yeah.
You know what?
So
I can respect that.
so you
I can
know,
respect that for sure. Yeah.
kind of out of left field again, but I don't know. I liked him. So
Yeah. You know what? That's
uh,
completely fine.
uh
All right. So,
um
should we do favorite characters and then go to random questions, or
let's
should
do
we
the
do random
random
questions?
let's do the random questions first.
Okay. So we
Um
got three more questions here, guys. The first one we've got is uh favorite Shrek movie.
see, yeah,
uh
that's kind of a
I'll just go here. I haven't seen any of them ever. Never
oh,
seen any
okay.
Shrek movie, so I can't give
See,
you my favorite Shrek movie.
I saw the first one on a trip about 6 years ago now in 2018. Um
That's crazy.
and it was like really late at night too. It was like
Hmm.
11 p.m. So I think I was half asleep. I think I fell asleep too at one point. So,
Okay. Yeah.
Um but then I recently rewatched that, I think last year around October, September, sometime around then. So I watched that. It's a classic. And then number two, I started watching number two, but never finished it. I like watched the first 15 minutes of it, but I'm going to go through the DreamWorks movies here sometime soon because I got a big collection of those. So, not time this year for that because I started rewatching the Disney animation films in 2021 and I still haven't finished that, but I've made it to a point where like I'm to the classics now. I've watched like
Yeah.
all of the like weird
Yeah.
movies and all that.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, because I want to go through and rank all of them. So,
Yeah.
and I've
Hey,
talked about it on the podcast too. But
yeah. I think I might have given you this, but alongside watching it, you should listen to the podcast Disorder, DIS
okay,
dash order. They went through and rewatched all the animation classics and did a podcast on them. They're
nice.
they're really fun. When I was cleaning, I talked about it when I was a custodian at the high school in my town. Uh I almost said where I used to
Yeah,
live,
yeah, yeah,
but
yeah.
uh I I uh I would listen to them while I was cleaning. They do a really good job. That's where I got the idea for the MCU rewatch. And so Disorder it's a really good podcast. Anyone who wants to listen to it and get more knowledge about Disney animation in general, listen to them because they're
Yeah.
very knowledgeable, really good podcast. So
And
I
I don't
would
think
like
we've done a
what
Pixar movie, but we've never done like
I
a
didn't know.
Disney anim. Yeah, we haven't done that yet.
Yeah.
Um, Maybe that could be our next like four choices for like a
Yeah. We could
fan
do
re
one from like
like fans choice
each different Disney era, like
decade. Yeah,
the golden
yeah,
era,
era. Yeah,
the
yeah,
second golden age, the
yeah,
dark years, the
yeah.
early
That'd be
2000s.
funny.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I would have to say the first Shrek going back to that point. Yeah. So that's the only one I see. So let's
Nice.
see.
Yeah.
Um, Now the random question, what superpower would you want if you could pick a superpower? What superpower would you pick? And then which one do you think you'd end up with? So,
So like I think like the point to this question is like you can pick one, what would you pick? Second one is like
but
if it
yeah,
happened to you, like, like the
yeah,
Incredible Hulk just ending up with the
yes.
powers, which one would you end up with?
Mine, I think it would be I see I would say teleportation, but I would probably just say like the powers of like Doctor Strange or something. Like I feel like it would be kind of cool to like, teleport places and then like I don't know, use your hands weirdly. I don't know. Not be a sorcerer, but like I don't know, just teleportation. That's all I
Yeah,
want.
okay. That's
So,
valid.
and then which one you think you would end up with? See, I would think I went out of the box and be like, okay, like if I was in a superhero movie, like which one? But I was thinking maybe like super hearing. Um,
Okay.
it's kind of weird, but like if my family was like, in a super like hero movie, like and if I was the main like protagonist, like my mom kind of has like hearing problems and like we have a background like with hearing problems, like so like um and I'm a drummer too, so that would be weird. Like, what if I lost my hearing, but then all of a sudden, like, I got my hearing back, and then you know, like, just got super hearing or something like that. That would be, that's a
Yeah.
storyline. If someone don't steal my idea of people out there, like, yeah. But that's not even like that would be like probably a comedy or something. I don't even know. Like that.
Yeah,
That's
it would
like
be like
super hearing is like just like
yeah,
I
like
know like Superman has it, but.
yeah, like
I
starring
think.
Ryan Reynolds or something like that.
Yeah, I don't even know.
or Will Ferrell. Yeah. So would you be like what would it be like? I'm trying to think of like a superhero
Um,
or like a super name
Mr.
like a
Mr. Mr. Incredible. Mr.
like I
Drummer
don't know what
Man.
the oh
Uh,
no, what is it called? Drum major or something like that.
I don't.
I
Oh
don't know.
yeah,
I don't know.
Major Drum. I
Yeah.
don't even.
One that I would like. I've always been a big fan of uh like super speed or like
Oh yeah.
something like that. I'm very generic, I know, I apologize. But one I probably would end up with, I don't know, like Forge from the X-Men, something like that, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
I really don't know. Guys, wh- what would probably something stupid to be honest too. Could be like Mr. Fantastic or something like that. I don't know. A dorky superpower. I'll be elongated man. I don't know. But
Yeah,
that
definitely
is
in
a
the
real
Flash.
superhero, by the way.
Yes, it is in the Flash.
Yeah. Yep.
Uh,
Yep. All
Hilarious.
right. So
Ralph
our
Tiffany.
final question is actually like a really not a deep one, but
Yeah, well,
well thought out one.
complex. Yeah.
The question is, how do you feel the quality of the MCU installments have been affected over the recent years by their dramatic increase in frequency? So like how do you think them pushing more stuff out recently, which they've stopped, they've said they're pulling
Yeah,
back, which
since then now,
yeah.
fortunately.
But how do you feel since especially it's been like after Endgame that they really started whipping them out. So how do we think
Yeah.
that they've been affected that way?
Well, of course, on a like you know, there's been a lot of controversies, whether it's the VFX, like, in the
Yep.
movies, just the time spent in like even post-production is kind of low, I don't know. It's spread thin, very thinly now. Um, and was because there's a lot of people working on a lot of different projects, and that led to some like key firings too, like
Oh yeah.
a we talked about one on the podcast. The one of the producers got fired.
Victoria Alonso, yeah.
Alonso.
She was
Um,
the one in charge of VFX.
yeah, she
Like she was
was.
the head of
So yeah,
visual
yeah,
effects.
yeah. So that was a very key one. Um, but there's also like now with it's I've seen a lot of different opinions too, and I'm I'm for the fans too. So like I'm not really. It's just hard because like I love Marvel and like you know, but
Yeah.
like, they've been kind of messing up, and like it's just hard to see them go through this because like, the first three phases were like so good, but then like now what they're doing with like there's like a board of people who like approve things now. It's not just Kevin. So like, there's
Yeah.
like a writer's board and all that. I don't even know. I don't know what you call it, but because a lot of the actors talk about that in their interviews, like, oh, like, yeah, the board approved that or something. I don't even know. So,
Yeah.
um, but yeah, I just wish like they would just do like I don't know, like one show a year, like maybe one animated show a year, and then one show
Hmm.
like other show, and then like maybe one movie or two movies.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I know that's a
It's
lot still, but I don't know.
I agree. I mean, we talked about I think it was either off air after our last episode, the Ant-Man one, or on the podcast. We were talking about how people forget that there were bad MCU projects in phase 1 and 2 and 3. Like there not so much 3, but there were tough projects. Like we talked about it.
Yes.
We Hulk, Iron Man 2, Thor the Dark World. Like there were tough like bad projects. And so like
Yeah.
you're not going to hit on everyone and people are going to like some, people aren't. But I do think especially with the visual effects and we saw it Quantumania, there were some that were awful. I mean that movie in general was just booty.
She-Hulk. You did you watch
She-Hulk.
She-Hulk? No.
I
Well,
watched
yeah,
She-Hulk. I
She-Hulk
enjoyed it,
was yeah.
but there were some
Yeah.
that sucked
Yeah.
there. Heimdall's son in Thor: Love and Thunder, that was hard to watch. Like there have been that, and then it seems as if every other project with the MCU now hits, and the other one not so much. Because
Yeah.
like Guardians of the Galaxy 3 was awesome. Uh, what other ones have come out recently? I'm trying to think. Oh, I lost track.
Echo.
Echo was really good. What if has been hitting. Uh,
Yeah, it has been.
like
And there's gonna be a
even
season
with the TV
3.
shows, because like Loki season 2, yeah, Loki season 2 was awesome, and it feels like if they pull back to what you were saying, because they were whipping out, especially after COVID, they were trying to push out
Yeah.
projects. Like we got 4 TV shows and like 3 movies in 1 year, which
Yeah, it
was
was
wild.
insane. Insane.
And, and I think if they would just pull back a little bit to what you were saying, go back to those 2 movies a year
2 movies. Yeah, 2
that they
movies a
used
year.
to do, the spring movie and then the summer movie or the fall
Yes.
movie, whatever you want to do. And people will be happy with that. And it will build up expectation and it might even make people enjoy it more because you're not getting
Yes.
so many, it's not so saturated.
And the only movie
And
this year is gonna be like Deadpool. And that's
yeah,
probably it's most likely gonna be good and it's gonna be a blockbuster.
it,
So
it should be, yeah.
yeah.
I mean, just the names you have, Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds, like people are going to go
Yeah.
see it.
Yeah, literally.
And I'm excited for it just because of what they ended with the Marvels. Oh, the Marvels. People didn't like that. I thought it was a really good movie, in my opinion. Like I thought it was pretty fun.
No. There are
You
so
didn't
many
like it?
things about that. No, there's so many things about that.
What
No
about?
way.
We'll talk about it when we get there. I liked
Yeah,
it.
we'll
I don't
talk. No, I
know.
strong opinions about that movie. I won't
Oh
get
my!
into that right now, but like
Maybe
strong
we should
opinions.
jump to the Marvels. I want to know.
Like
I want to
strong.
know.
That's
All
like
right.
yeah, okay. Yeah,
But
I
but
won't get into that.
the way they ended with Monica Rambeau with the X-Men after that movie, like, well, if you haven't seen it, I'm sorry, spoilers.
But the literal
Um,
the literal thing though, the like how she got
yeah, the
there.
ending was. Oh yeah. I agree with that. But
Like
up until that point, I thought the movie was awesome. But maybe not awesome. But and I think
this the singing
they've just.
number.
Hey, I thought it was fun.
I know,
I didn't
but
like the singing, but
you were into you were a theater kid, so
guilty as charged.
but
Yes.
you know.
I thought it okay. I thought it was cheesy, yes, but there were so many other redeeming qualities on the movie. I think, and honestly, Brie Larson was probably the weakest of the 3 main characters in that movie. And okay? What did you think of the Flurkin?
That was
Like
interesting.
that plot twist? I was like, I guess, yeah. I still
I
thought
don't
it was
even
a
want
fun movie. It wasn't a
I
great movie, but it was a fun movie, and it was serviceable, right? Like it was a smaller MCU movie. It felt like kind of leaning back into the, but
ugh,
I think with what they're doing, they've recognized that they need to pull back. Back to the question,
yes.
and they're
Yes.
pulling back. And will they still use Disney Plus as a way to introduce characters? I hope not, because I would have loved a Moon Knight movie. I would have loved a
Yeah. Yeah.
She-Hulk movie. Like Miss Marvel worked in TV show. Moon Knight, not so much. It just felt like a movie that was
Yeah.
chopped up into 6 episodes and put on Disney Plus. So like
See,
I feel
like
like
with Miss
go ahead.
Marvel, like I love her. She was my favorite character in that, and I feel like they could use her in a big way, like moving
And
forward,
and they
like a
are like
really,
with that
really big
text.
way. Well, yeah. Okay, yeah, that was my favorite part of the movie, to be honest. That tag scene.
Whoa.
Like literally, to be honest. That was probably like the only time I laughed out loud in the movie. Like I think.
Really?
Like Probably like the second time, but still, that was
Wow.
hilarious. That was
Wesley just over
hilarious.
here hating on Miss
No,
Marvel.
I'm just
Or not
saying
Miss
though,
Marvel.
like the way they did that tag scene though, like if you like remember, because like it's like from like phase one, like all the stuff
True.
from
Yeah.
phase one. So, you know,
Leaning into that, which I thought was great.
yeah. Um, but yeah, I really hope like, yeah, Miss Marvel, she's really good.
Yeah. And and with them pulling back, I think it will make them be more careful with what they push through, because it feels like, hey, yeah, we've got another slot in this year. We've only got 3 movies. Let's push in another fourth one. Just get it out there. Like I feel like they're gonna make them more quality over quantity,
Yes.
as opposed to quantity over quality, which is what we need and what they did back. Like, I love the two movies a year. I can survive on 2 movies a year.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
and it makes them more of an event, as opposed to, oh, another Marvel movie's coming out.
Because like, dude, like back in the day, like when I like, of course, I went to the movies like in phase three, so like
Yeah,
packed theaters every single time.
yeah,
And
yeah.
like I remember like going to the theater like 45 minutes to an hour before, getting a seat or getting in line, it was just so fun. And just to like
Hmm.
sit in a crowd, like those, like when I go to see Deadpool 3, I hope to see my the hometown theater like packed. Like if it's
Yeah,
not packed, I will be sad, literally.
yeah,
Because
yeah.
like the last few movies, I have not seen a packed theater. I think the last one was like Spider-Man, to be honest.
Yep,
That was
yep.
the
Into
last
the
packed
in
theater.
the
Yeah.
Spider-Verse movie, or like
Um,
Far From Home.
Spider-Man, No Way Home.
No Way Home.
Like,
No Way Home. Not
I'm
Far From Home.
just
Yeah.
talking about like, of course, like
Yes.
the Across the Spider-Verse, yeah, that was packed.
No.
But
Yeah. Yeah.
just the Marvel movies in general. But like No
Yep.
Way Home, that was like 2 years ago. And I'm just sad.
Uh.
I'm just like,
Yeah. 2 years ago. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. 2021
The
though.
three
So 3
now.
years.
This
Three now.
coming this December. Yeah. Three
Yeah,
this
yeah,
year.
yeah. But
So.
yeah, like, I just hope to see like packed theaters again because that's like the experience. Like I remember
Yep.
those like
Yep.
Black Panther, Infinity
Yep.
War,
The
like
end game.
No Way Home, like Endgame, like just all those and
Yeah.
Civil War. Civil War was my first
Civil War
time.
was awesome.
And
Yeah.
like
Civil War was my first time too.
I went to see that in like with friends and that
Me
was
too. Yep.
just that was
Yep.
so fun. That was
Yeah.
so fun. So,
Yeah. And I think they will. I really think they will start getting more crowded. I really hope so, and I really think they will. So,
yeah.
finally, let's get to our favorite character rankings. Let's go 5 5 4 4 3 3 2 2 1 1 on this one, just because it's our last
Okay,
one.
yeah. Yeah.
So, hit us off with your number 5. Is this Marvel or is this all
No, this
time?
is this is all time.
Okay.
Okay, my number 5 is Old Man Marley in Home Alone.
Okay. Whoa. Top 5. Wow. Okay. I've got Star Lord at my number 5.
Okay,
I, I
nice.
think. I think.
Okay, yeah, that's
Yeah.
good. That's good.
Yeah.
I should have. I never thought of 10. That's a good
Yeah.
one.
It's okay. Yeah. I mean, you can fix it. You can fix
Number
it if you want.
4, number 4. Ugh. See, okay, well, after this, like after we do it, we'll talk about it. But number 4, I have Tony Stark, the Avengers. So,
Okay. Just Avengers, Tony
yeah,
Stark,
the
not
event.
all
Yeah,
time.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Number 4, I have Hawkeye.
See, that's the thing. I should have I was thinking about Hawkeye,
Yeah.
but
Yep.
yeah. Okay.
That's
Yeah.
fair. Fair. We'll forgive you for
Number
that.
3, number 3, I have Indiana Jones and Raiders Lost Ark.
Okay.
So, you know,
Okay. Yeah. Number 3 for me, Iron Man.
nice, nice, nice. Number 2, I have Captain America, Winter
Okay.
Soldier. So,
Okay. Number 2 for me, Ant-Man.
oh wow, that's
Yeah.
spicy. That's spicy.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. I mean,
spicy.
yeah.
Yeah,
Come fight
yeah,
me, guys. Fight me. I dare you.
yeah,
Number 1 might
yeah.
be even spicier. I don't know.
Number 1, I have Mia and La La Land.
Hey, let's go, La La
So that's
Land.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So,
And number 1 for me, Rocket Raccoon.
oh, just in the first one, or just
Just, I mean,
like?
it's just phase
Well,
1
yeah,
and
yeah,
2,
yeah, yeah,
so
yeah, yeah, yeah. So
that's all
just in
we've
the
done
first
so
one,
far.
that's
So yeah, just the first
crazy.
one.
Hey, I
I
won't
think he
argue
was
with
my
that.
favorite in that one. I resonate with Rocket on a
Well,
deep level.
yeah, see, yeah, well, yeah, the first, yeah, he is hilarious. We
Yeah,
talked about it on the podcast.
we did
We
talk
were
about it.
like,
Yeah,
we were laughing
yeah.
hysterically
And I
at some of the
think I
stuff.
I think just him, what happened to him in all 3
Yeah,
of them, just informs so much more to the first one. So it may be, us taking what we've learned in the third and the second one from him and kind
Yeah.
of putting it on him in the first one. But it just
Yeah,
makes
definitely.
that's what a great series will do is like with Iron Man, you take what you learned from Endgame, put him into like where he is in Iron Man, and it just makes that character all the more sweeter to like,
For
watch
sure.
grow up, I guess. But
Yeah.
so Mia.
Yeah, Mia. Mia.
Why?
Dude, I don't know. Emma Stone. She's just a really good at acting. I don't know. You know?
Fair. No,
No
I agree.
bias.
Yeah.
No it's not my celebrity crush, so nothing
I
nothing
don't know if
against
I don't know if I believe
that.
that, Wesley.
Hey, no, my celebrity crush is probably like Florence Pugh or I don't know.
Valid.
That was
Mhm.
2 years ago. That was when I saw Little Women. That was my,
Yep, that's fair. Yeah.
Uh,
She should
but
be the queen.
yeah, no, Mia. Yeah, I really liked Emma Stone in this role of Mia. I don't know, she just like carried the role well, and I don't know, she carried the film as well. Not saying anything bad with Ryan Gosling, like he carried, he did his part, but I just prefer Mia more than Ryan. I mean, uh, uh, than Sebastian, not Ryan. Ryan's his actor's name. But anyways, yes. Chazelle, I feel like just wrote the character well, and Emma Stone performed really good. And she's just an amazing actor because she's hit on almost every single role she's done. But with that being said, I think it's time to close out the episode.
All right, guys. So that's it for our Q&A episode. Thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you to everyone who wrote in questions. Hopefully we can do this again because it was pretty fun. I enjoyed it. I don't know about you, Wesley, but
Yes, I did.
it was a different change of pace for the pod. So we didn't talk about it, but I think we should do another fan choice for the next episode.
Yes.
So we'll get a pull out with 4 Disney animated classics from the 4 different eras of Disney, and you guys can vote on that. And then that'll be it. Make sure to check out the website at movieminutemen.com. Follow us where you can on Facebook and Instagram. And Wesley, where can the people find you?
You can find me on Instagram at wspill.30 and then _30, and then you can also follow me on Letterboxd. Just I think it's Westman1730, so you can follow me there. And then that's where you can follow me.
You can follow me on the Instagram at Andy.August1. You can follow me on the X, formerly Twitter, at AndyAugustine1. And you can follow me on Letterboxd at AndyRatesMovies. So that'll be it from us. For Wesley, I'm Andrew. Until next time, goodbye.